Okay. All right. So, love and money are a many splendor thing, right? I've been being with all the ugly in the world. Y'all know this. I'm on this, kind of thing, right? And one of the things I've been contending with is we, as a people, right? We have a very, very negative relationship to money and to loving each other. No, you can go ahead and share. Go ahead and start sharing because we're gonna go in. We're going in today. All right. And I think my glasses are reverting back. But and the thing is, to be fair, it's fair. Given the hurt and given the betrayal and given the pain and given the lack and given the oppression, yeah, it's kind of appropriate. All right. However, in the hurt and the pain and the betrayal and the oppression, what gets skewed is our relationship to love and money. Okay? And when it's skewed, we lose power. At least I did. I lost power because I equated love and money with something that to own or to get, not something to allow or let. Hello, I'm Dr. Venus, your hot mess millionaire, and today we're going to talk about the energy of love and money. Now, the reason I'm putting them both together is because they actually are energetics, and I'm going to slow that down to break that down because as a people, we don't always talk about money as energy. We talk about it as the tender we touch, the currency, the cowie shell, the cows, the horses, the gold nuggets, the gold bars, the coins, the labor, the how do you say, the credit cards, the numbers on the dial. But that's not money. That's the symbol, the sign, the signifier for an energetic exchange. And we need to talk about that because if you think your money is that piece of paper, then you're missing the whole boat because it's not. That money, that paper don't mean nothing in Japan. You know what I'm saying? That yen don't mean nothing in Africa. So it can't be the stuff we touch. Those are just signs and signifiers for an exchange of energy, girl. You know what I'm saying? So we got I want to get us current in how to relate to love and money. And I want to get you in on a secret that changed the game for me. It is profound because it's the one thing that's required for both. It's the one thing required for both. All right. So before I go all the way in with this, please make sure you subscribe to the Hot Mess Millionaire podcast. Please make sure you share this broadcast. Please make sure you post, you make comments, you leave amazingly gorgeous reviews. Oh my God, please do. Someone left this gorgeous review. I'm like, thanks, man. I appreciate that. Um, and also, I encourage you to be my partner in sharing this word, this life giving word. Sharing is an act of love. Don't wait to the end to share. Start sharing now. I'm going to say some stuff that's profound that you can't find anywhere else. And that is not hyperbole, that is the anointing. Okay? And so I'm going to encourage you to please, if you're being fed, don't be stingy. Share. Reach out to 3 or 4 of your girlfriends or post it on your line or push the podcast out to somebody you know who's in need of some inspiration, motivation, and a quick, swift kick in the butt. Okay? With love, of course. All right? So I'm encourage you to be my partner. Second thing is, I was surprised that I didn't know they won't let me on today. It's a gamble. It's a gamble. I don't always know because I say things that are I don't know what I say that gets social media platforms all grumpy. But they let me on today. But just in case they block me again, because it's possible, because I'm probably going to say something, I have a link around staying in touch with my girl app, my app, that so you're in the know when we do it the next iteration, when we do the next show and tell. So please go ahead and fill that out now. It's at the top of this of the notes of the description, and it's a blue link. It's right there. And also, new announcement, new update. Very excited about this. So here's what's happening. I have the pre-sale for the Girl app happening now. We're not going to go live to 2022. That's what's going to happen. There's no use to rush it. God is faithful. I don't want to put something out that is going to fail, so I'd rather slow it down to break it down than to rush. Okay. However, for people who pre-order, all right, we're having you get a bunch of goodies, so don't worry about that. But what's really great is we're having a monthly girlfriends meet and greet. Okay? And it's so much fun. We talk smack, we connect. I share some business and money making in gems. You know how I do. I can't help money spits falls on my face, and we're together. We're building the energy, the energetic. That's my thing. The energy of that group, the people who pre-order, who are part of pre-sale. You're going to be the first people on the actual platform. So spiritually, we're creating a community of like-hearted, inclusive, amazingly diverse Black women in the interim, in the meanwhile. And I want you with me. Okay, so come. So that's the second link. It's called thegirlapp.com/presale. Please go and grab your subscribe now, and we'll send you the recording of the previous one. And we do it on Zoom. It's about a 2-hour run, and it's just fun. And I do some of my comedy because I don't think I'm surprised people don't know I'm a stand-up. I'm like, what took you so long? Maybe because my topics are so deep. I have conscious comedy. Ooh la la. All right. But no, I'll be working on some of my sets, talking smack. Be fun for me. But I want to include you. So I want to make sure I spoke that into life today and to be part of that community. And we'll also give you updates on the development of the app, the marketing of the app, any new things that I think is cool. We'll do that. So to overwhelm you, maybe once a month, and there'll be some emails if need be, but wanted to make it fun and not make it heavy. I want some girlfriends. How about that? I meant that. I built the whole platform for it. So that's where we are. Okay. And thank you very much for sharing. I appreciate it. Thank you very much for tagging. Appreciate it. I appreciate your partnership, sis. And for the brothers who love us, thank you so much for covering me, for pushing the word out, for being amazing. Ladies, make sure you love on your make sure you love on your men. They handle things. They do things. Oh, girl, I'm a gossip in a minute, but let me get my teaching in. Okay. So let me start off with love and money are the same energetic. Okay. What does that mean? Well, let's say it like this. I believe you and I are spiritual beings having a human experience. I do. I don't think we're this body. I don't think our ancestors were their bodies. They knew that those bodies could be tattered and torn and beat and mutilated, and they still prayed us through. They still had a vision for what their offspring and for their kids and their great grandkids could have, right? So they knew they weren't their bodies. They knew that better than, in my opinion, better than we do, because we attach, oh, my body's been hurt. Oh, I've been hurt. No, my body's been hurt, but I'm my spirit. My spirit cannot be tarnished. It cannot be touched. It cannot be finagled, and it cannot be bought. Okay? So if you and I are spiritual beings having a human experience, then that means you and I are connected spiritually. Okay? And I believe that if you and I are connected spiritually, we're connected spiritually to all that is, to God, to the great I am, to the creator, to Yimiyai, whatever language you use to reach the God of your understanding, have at it. I think God is smarter than us. I think God speaks a bunch of different languages. And I think God knows what God means. So God ain't tripping off of me saying Yahweh or Yemiya or Oshun. I think God's like, good. Whatever name you need, I'm good with it. All right. And so I say, because you and I are connected, we're also connected to God. And I say that everything that happens in human form, this desk, this mic, this chair, this computer, are all manifestations of the God source made material. It's a spiritual day, y'all. It's a spiritual day. Work with me here, okay? I'm all woo-woo today. So if you think about everything that you have, it was something once, it was just a picture in the mind of God. And it found a conduit, some human being, through which to come to manifest in the physical form. If you think about something like the iPhone or a computer, take the case that was already that was in the mind of God, and Steve Jobs just became the how can I say, the sufficient condition for that to be manifested in material form. Okay, I don't see you sharing. Don't back off of it. It's gonna be all right. We'll get clearer as we move, right? And so that chair was an ideal of God. That microphone, that light, all of those things came into material form through a conduit called human. Now, in my opinion, I say because we're connected to God, God is source, like God is the very breath of my, as far as I'm concerned, the breath that I have, the breath in my body is God. There isn't God out. I mean, breath. That is my God. God is with me on a regular basis. Okay. And you don't have to believe like I believe, but that's what you get the understanding. Okay. And so if that's the case, then in order for God to manifest money in your bank account, God needs a conduit. And I say, and I want you to understand this, I think of God, love, money as energy, not tangible. I think it has to be something in consciousness first. It's like, you know how you can't have something in your mind if you can't see it first? You have to be able to see it first before you can achieve it. You know, you've heard that phrase, right? So, what I visioning, casting vision, visualization, pick your practice, okay? But fundamentally, I say that's consciousness coming alive in your world. And so when consciousness comes alive, it needs a conduit to manifest, to make material. That conduit is your heart. It is not your mind, it is your heart. And I included some amazing resources. I threw some Abraham Hicks in there. I got me some law of attraction in there. I threw some stuff in there, girl. So check up on it, all right? And it's kind of dope. It's kind of dope. It's kind of dope. And so my point is that if your heart is congested with anger, fear, resentment, um, oh God, ugh, all the lower vibrations, you can't manifest. You can work hard, but you can't manifest. You can stress, but you can't manifest. You can bitch and moan, but you can't manifest. You cannot manifest in a heart that is hard. Manifest, when I say manifest, I firmly believe that if you can see it, God planted that seed. Every dream you've ever had, every vision you've ever seen, every ambition you've ever coveted, every goal you've ever set, as far as I'm concerned, that was put there by God. That is all I got to say. You ain't got nothing to do with that. It just kind of popped in your head like, ooh, I want to run a marathon. Okay, God, I guess we run the marathon. You know what I'm saying? Like whatever it is. Okay, so that is part that's conscious is looking for a sufficient condition. And the sufficient condition is you. And when you're upset, angry, you cannot make money, honey. You cannot make money when you're mad. And it's hard to get money when you need it because you're desperate. And you cut corners and you compromise and you just take what you can get. That's not sustainable. Okay? So let's just put those to the side for a moment and just walk with me on this. Just imagine for a moment that fundamentally money and love are energy. And they need a conduit in order to manifest in your life, in your bank account, and in your bed. We could talk about that a little later, Lord. But that conduit is your heart. Okay? So part of what I'm encouraging you to start to consider is that if you don't have something, whatever the desires of your heart are, what I don't care if I don't it could be a car, it could be breaking your first million, it could be birthing billionaires, it could be boning. I don't really care. Whatever the desires of your heart are, and they haven't manifested, and you have things in order, take the case that your heart is constipated energetically. I call it energetic constipation, meaning that you're still mad at somebody, meaning that you're still blaming somebody, meaning that you're still withholding from somebody, meaning that you're still resenting something, meaning that you're still blaming yourself. Something. It could be a bunch of some things, or it could be a big something, or it could be something on the hush. But you're still mad at you. And you're mad at somebody else. And when you're mad energetically, God can't come to this place called you and move through you to make manifest that which is your birthright. You have divine birthright, sis. You really do. God fixed that before you were born. You understand? Like before you were born, before you conceived in your mother's womb, God had you. You understand? And if it's not manifesting, take the case. You're blocking it. And you're blocking it because you're mad. You're mad. And you're hopeless or you're depressed and you're like, oh, nobody knows the troubles I've seen. I'm a little giddy today. I'm a little silly. It'll work itself out. But that's what I'm trying to articulate is that you have a lot more control over being able to manifest millions and literally attracting the love that is worthy of you than you think. You really do. Because love and money require one thing from you, my friend. And this is the one thing that love and money require from you. They both require you being willing to receive. Mm. Did the landlord, did they really receive that? Did they land? Did they get it in the shunana? Did they feel it in their bones? Should I say it again, Jesus? What do you think, Holy Spirit? We may. All right. So here's the thing. If you're anything like me, life broke your heart. And I'm not talking about a person, I'm talking about life, disappointments, betrayals, letdowns, and each hurt, you close off a part of your heart to protect you. I know I did. Whether it was my mama ugliness or the violence of the streets, it didn't matter. I just closed off all channels, right? And the more I healed, the more I forgave, the more grace I granted, the more mercy I allowed, the more things came to me without me having to make it happen. And I've organized my life to manifest versus make it happen. But that means I'm almost always literally tending to my heart space. And what I've discovered is the more I heal, the more I'm able to receive. The more I heal, the more I am able to receive, the more I allow myself the grace of receiving, the more I trust that God is on my side, the more communication I get in, the more requests I make, the more trainings I do. Like it's an intentional life. It's not a hard life, it's an intentional one, sis. And my prayer for you is that you stop working so hard, that you try, stop proving it and making it and overcoming and searching and searching and searching and failing and keep recreating the pain from the past over and over again with different faces. I know I did that. I'm totally clear. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm saying you're wounded. And it takes something to be okay to be like, God, I'm wounded. Wounded doesn't mean bad. It's not a lack. It's just that if you don't tend to the wound, you'll have money leaks and you'll keep pushing love away because the hurt of the past, the pain of the past, will have you focus on what if it doesn't work versus what if it does. That was preach, God. That was a good one. You got me on that one. That was good, Jesus. I received that. Okay. And so, what I want you to take in, what I'm inviting for you, what I want you to hear, my sister in success, is if you want your life to be easy, if you really want things to work, you're going to have to forgive. You're going to have to give up. You're going to have to take on you, tending to you, instead of trying to tend to other people, instead of finger pointing. I'm no longer finger pointing. I give it up. I'm not doing it. It doesn't give me the result I want. And if I'm pointing my finger out there, there's three more pointing back at me. So I'm looking at what can I be responsible for. Yes, people do some foul stuff. I ain't worried about them. I'm looking at me. Okay. And it's not like I'm not like beating myself up about it. I'm like, okay, V, what's good? What can I be accountable for? What can I be responsible for? And it's amazing how much stuff I can be. It's like, wow, I really could have called, or I really could have been in communication, or I really could have said no, thank you, or I really could have stood my ground, or I could have kept that boundary. I really could have. But I ignored that and said, well, you took from me and you used me and you abused me. I've done that. I mean, for decades. And it took a minute to realize, okay, that's not getting me any closer to my goals. That's not manifesting the dream that God put in me. And I finally I have to religiously give it up on a regular basis. Okay. And I want you to understand how beautiful this works. So yeah, I think I mentioned this last, I don't know when I mentioned it because I talk a lot, but who I am is the possibility of loving leadership, support, and empowering partnership. That is the gift I am to the world. That is what I'm bringing in when I show up. Loving leadership shows up. Support shows up. Powerful, empowering partner shows up. That's my thing, right? And I'm doing it in my business and I'm doing it in my relationships. Okay, specifically me and Mr. Man. Okay, y'all. I think we need to change my look, girl, girl. Let me help you understand. I'm about to spill some tea, but it's still tied to the lesson, so don't trip. Okay, and yeah, you can continue to share. That's a good sign. Okay, so me and my gentleman caller, we're bonding. We're bonding. And let me tell you what happened. I'm gonna have to do a whole post on this one because I don't want to go all the way in. But so he and I had a breakdown, I don't know, a few weeks ago, right? And I kept trying to help him understand why I was so mad, right? And he kept resisting me. He kept mansplaining. Don't you hate when they do that? I don't want you to explain to me why I'm upset. I need you to shut up and hear me. That's what I need. And he was like, no, 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 you misunderstood me. Don't you hate when they say that? I wanted to punch him in the face, but I couldn't because I was on the phone. And he was like, no, you misunderstood me. I'm like, I am not stupid. I did not misunderstand you. Those are the words that came out of your mouth, right? So all the sass in me got free, all right? And so we had a breakdown, and I did what I do. I went straight up ghetto, Baltimore street. Yes, deuces. I mean, everything from die nigga die to you don't know me, like So I started doing my flex, right? And poor him. Like, thank God he's mature, because if it was immature, this would be really bad for all of us, right? And so I say my piece and click up, right? Because I hang up first, I leave first, and he doesn't, right? And so, and to his credit, on his background, he's an advocate, right? That's his thing. He advocates. And so I didn't realize when you are dating an advocate, that means they're persistent. He don't give in for nothing. I'm like, damn, you're just, wow. So if he can't come through the door, he'll come through the window. If he can't come through the window, he'll cut a hole in the roof. All right. But he's gonna make sure I hear what he has to say. And so he sent me like 2 dozen freshly cut white roses. I'm like, oh, oh. And I realized a couple of things, right? I'm being silly about it. But um, I realized that part of my survival, hear me when I say this, sis, this is a real word. When I feel like somebody is rejecting me or putting me out, I go back to when my mother put me out on the streets when I was 16. And I have all of the physical sensations of being put out on my own by myself. And so when he and I had our disagreement, he said a sentence that reminded me of that background, right? And I got triggered. And so what I heard was, I don't want you. Now, that's not what he said. He ain't say none of that. He was trying to say, I don't know how to take care of you when you get this way. All right. And, to be fair, I have PTSD. It's its own undertaking, right? And so I had to cognitively choose to give him the benefit of the doubt versus staying in my feelings. Because my feelings are rooted in the pain of the past, sis. Does it make sense? My feelings are rooted in mama putting me out, saying bad things, slamming the door in my face, throwing my stuff out the door. How we do, street people, woot woot, right? And he didn't say any of that, but that's how I felt. He didn't do any of that, but that's how I felt, right? And I had to be willing, hear my word, girl, feel me on this. I had to be willing to receive. Please help me say this right, God. Please let me do this one right. Please. I had to be willing to receive his love in the form of his persistence, not default to the pain of the past. I had to see his insistence of getting to me, talking to me, reaching for me. He sent a certified letter. He sent a bunch of text messages. I cut off the phone. I blocked him. I did everything. He sent emails. He came through a website. And I actually started to see his persistence as reassurance. I could never have seen that if I was still being in a reaction called he doesn't want me. If he didn't want me, he wouldn't do all that. It's hard. Can you see what I'm saying? But based on my pain points, based on my mama wound, I would have used that to kill him off versus being open to receiving his love in the form of persistence. Please tell me this is clear, God. Y'all, please let me know this land. Holla at your girl. Please let me know if this is making any sense. Because it's the receiving of the data as the love act, not the punishment of he didn't say it the way I needed him to say it. Do you understand? And I don't know about you, but I get really weird. Like, if you don't say it to me right, I'm ready to kill you. I just want to, okay, or at least kill you off, or correct you, or both at the same time. Okay, but that's what I mean when I say be willing to receive. I don't mean receive just what you're asking for. I mean being willing to receive new information from a place of grace, from a place of mercy, from a place of love. My prayer is this is clear. I'll read through the comments. I pray to God is making sense, and I want you to be clear that in the space of the last 2 weeks, week and a half, 2 weeks, I've closed over $55,000. I'm probably about to close another 20,000. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's not because I was trying. It's because I'm allowing. I'm allowing myself. I said I want to take on private clients, God. I know how to teach Black women how to get to their first million. I'm good at that. While we're building out the app, I want to be with my sisters. I miss Black women, and I think that if I go ahead and start marketing again, I can go ahead and birth me some millionaires while we build out this billionaire thing. You know, and since then, I've closed over $55,000. You see what I'm saying? And but it didn't come hard. It was manifested. It wasn't like I went and yeah. If you look, I'm not doing marketing. Not what let me rephrase that. I'm not doing like the campaigns that I used to do because I don't need to because I understand how to manifest. I'm allowing. I'm receiving those who are a match for me, and if it has to feel good in my spirit, it's no longer a matter of going for the hunt and enjoying the kill. That's not and nothing wrong with that. I actually enjoy the fun of that particular energetic. But if I'm really willing to receive, I'm only willing to work with people who inspire me. I'm only willing to work with Black women who are already over six figures, whether it's their day job or in their business. It doesn't matter to me. And they have the time to implement. You see what I'm saying? And they have a commitment to their first million. You're going from 6 to 7 figures. You know what I'm saying? Like that makes a difference. I'm not willing to work with someone who's so desperate for money they can't even implement. That sucks dirt. Okay. And when I started out 10 years ago, I would have taken anybody. I'm not doing it anymore. I turn down more than I keep because they have to be a certain energy. They have to be someone who has vision, who wants to make the world a better place. You know, someone like me, got a little sass on them, but got a beautiful heart, and who's willing to change. It's amazing to me how many Black women want to make money, but they want to do it the way that doesn't work. Like I paid all this money for this website, but it's not converting. We should not do that. But that means they're not willing to receive new information. They're not willing to receive correction. They're not willing to receive um, guidance. And that's what I mean when I say you have to be willing to receive. If you're willing to receive guidance and instruction, you can do the money part. The money part is never hard. The money part is easy. The hard part, the one that takes the doing, is the healing. So it's healing first, money second. And I live this as a lifestyle. I don't work hard. I don't work. I love on people. I guide, I mentor, I do that, but I don't work. Working is a state of mind. That's crazy. My ancestors already worked. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't doing that. So my point is receiving is the key, but you can't receive if you don't heal. And you have to take on healing. And healing can come in multiple forms. I heal daily, just like I pray daily, just like I sin daily, just like like, so it's not like a one-time thing, it's a lifestyle. But I actively do it. I'm actively saying, okay, God, thank you for healing me. What am I working on now? What do I need? Tell me what I need to do now, God. Tell me who I need to be now. What do you need from me? It's a constant. It's a praying without ceasing thing. You know what I mean? And if you really are committed to manifesting millions and a man who's worthy of your love, you have to be willing to receive. That is my lesson for today. So my prayer is you were fed by this word. It's like giving word, it's like affirming word. Sister, you are God wrapped in flesh. You are the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end. You are the first. You are not the last. You are the head. You are not the tail. You are the righteousness of God. No weapon formed against you shall ever prosper. Okay? You really are the best that there ever has been. You're perfect. You're whole. You are complete. What has happened to you is not you. It was just a training ground. The pain was the preparation for the destiny. And if you walk with me, and let me love on you, you can turn that. You can turn that pain into purpose. You can turn that purpose into profit. It's I do it on a daily. Okay? So please know that you're loved. Please know that you're wanted. Please know that you're covered. Please know that you can do this. But it's going to require you to heal, to do the internal excavation, to read the books, to do the therapy, to do the personal development programs, to journal, to create a safe space to have a group of girls. I mean, it's like an ongoing thing. But I'm gonna tell you this: I would much rather for you to take on healing than have to take on cancer. You see what I'm saying? So don't begrudge your walk. Don't begrudge your walk. Don't begrudge your pains. Your pain is just little preparation. So don't begrudge your walk. Okay? And if you're a fan of this word, it's like giving word, it's like affirming word, please pay it forward. Share it as an act of love. In this climate where everything is so negative, I don't anticipate getting a lot of people to listen to this particular broadcast because it's not doom and gloom. This is, I'm purposefully moving into the light because I think we need it. We have so much negativity that it's easy to get depressed or give up or get hopeless. I'm not doing it. No, we're going to thrive in the midst of all of this change. And God loves us. I'm God's favorite personally. I just want you to know where I stand in the matter. But God loves us, all of us, and we don't have to be of the world. We can live in the world and not be of the world. And to not be of the world is to stand inside of what's possible because God would never fail us. God will never leave us or forsake us. So our job is to stand inside of the light, not get pulled into the dark and into the ugly and the fighting and the petty. We're not doing that. It's ridiculous. Let them go do that. And we're going to build our ark. And when it rains, we're going to go float. We're gonna go bounce it. You know what I mean? So stay with me, walk with me inside of the love and the truth of who we really are. We are God wrapped in flesh. And I refuse to believe anything other than that. About you, about myself, about all of us. Okay, sis? All right, beloveds, please share this broadcast. Brother man, thank you very much. I appreciate you, allies. It's always a joy. Thank you for walking with me. Thank you for pushing my word out. I appreciate you with my whole heart. Thank you, fam, for allowing me to be myself. This is Dr. Venus, your hot mess millionaire. That's all I have for now. And please remember this, my sweet sister of success, and the brothers who love us, and our allies, and our fam, you're worth so much more than you have ever been taught to believe. I love you, sis. Goodbye for now.